What's good, y'all? I'm Jessamyn Stanley, and I'm the author of this summer's Yoke, My Yoga of Self-Acceptance. My first book, Everybody Yoga, it's all about how I started my own yoga practice and how anyone, can start your own yoga practice. But even while I was writing that book, I knew that Everybody Yoga really only scratches the surface of what it means to practice yoga. When most of us think of yoga, it's probably pretty one-dimensional. But yoga is really about so much more than the poses. So much more. It's about the work we do off the mat to accept the good, the bad, and the very ugly about ourselves and the world around us. The book's title, Yoke, is one translation of the Sanskrit word yoga. To yoke means to bring together. In these essays, I explore the various ways that my yoga practice helps me yoke the different shades of my identity. From my internalized racism to my imposter syndrome, my feelings about cultural appropriation in yoga, my experiences with sexual assault, my capitalist worldview, and really so much more. And the stories in Yoke exemplify how being a messy bitch is just part of the human experience. And I gotta say, the timing of Yoke's release feels pretty on point for where we are today. The past year has pushed all of us to acknowledge this international reckoning on race and racism, on the environment, on the ways our bodies are manipulated and disrespected, on the failures of capitalism and consumerism, and on the generational effects of systemic violence and inequity. And in the face of all of this, each of us is reckoning with the truths that we have to accept about the world and about ourselves. So all of these themes are reflected in the stories that I tell in Yoke. And I hope that the vulnerability and authenticity that I've tried to bring to my writing brings a fresh voice to these hard topics. What we call yoga is just the amuse-bouche. Self-acceptance is the meal. And my hope is that Yoke makes space for anyone who reads it to choose self-acceptance as the way to keep moving forward.